Hey, thanks for joining me again today. I'm back here with another Boston story, another Boston gangster. I did a show with Eddie Portella about his brother Gigi a few months ago. The show did very well. But Gigi just sent me some information about an old case. Gigi, I think he got 35 years. He's got maybe a little over three left before he comes home. And he's been fighting the government ever since. So I want to come back. We're going to talk about a shooting when Gigi got shot in 1996 and the outcome of that. So we'll be right back right after this. After midnight on November 24th, 1996, there was an altercation in front of the Caravan nightclub in Revere. Now, it was a pretty popular spot. I was in there several times. Actually dated a girl that worked in there, one of the waitresses. But I really didn't frequent the place that much. You know, we were more in the North End, East Boston, Somerville. I wasn't around in Revere too much, hanging around. But anyway, long story short, so Gigi Portella and his associates looking for the kid Carter. I guess Carter and John Bacigalupo owed Gigi $7,000 for drug money, and they couldn't pay him. So they were worried about the repercussions that Gigi might go after them. Now you can remember about Gigi's a big, tough kid, shooter. He's got no problem with that. And we know that earlier from the Salemi case when they did the hit on him in August of 1998. So going back to the Caravan story, Gigi goes down to the Caravan. I think he was with McConnell and his associate, and Carter's there. That Gigi and his associate didn't have guns on them. He showed Carter that, and Carter did have a gun. So a gun was pulled out. There was a wrestling match over the gun, and then shots were fired. I know that car came around the corner. I know the shooter came around the corner and started shooting at Gigi and his associate. Gigi gets hit in his lower back, upper left buttocks. And I think McConnell got hit a few times in the back and in the arm. Gigi runs into, but none of them were killed. Gigi runs into the Caravan. And when he gets in there, I guess some of the management, some people ran out and actually seen the cars pulling away. The shooters were pulling away from the scene. What ensues after this, of course, Gigi sent to the Mass General Hospital. I would say probably like 3 in. His brother Eddie shows up at the Mass General Hospital probably about 7:30 in the morning when he hears about the shooting. Right after they shot Gigi, they called Bobby Noguera. Now, this Bobby Noguera was a bad kid. He was with Gigi, did a lot of time. I think he was a scumbag. Just my opinion. So now at this point, Robert Noguera, who was some of Gigi's muscle at the time, is staying at the Comfort Inn on Route 1. Now, Bacigalupo and Carter know this. They call him on the phone, tell him what happened. Not that they were the shooters, but Gigi got shot. He comes running down the hotel room with a bag in his hand. Meanwhile, they were waiting outside for him. Bacigalupo and Carter. And they shot him 20 times. And they killed Noguera that night, right after they shot Gigi. Now, at this time, Gigi's rushed to the hospital. Eddie shows up there about 7:30 in the morning. When his brother Eddie got there, it was full with DEA and FBI agents. So they took Gigi in. They supposedly removed the whole, the bullet was intact and whole when they took it out. But I guess 4 hours later, they sent him back down at the surgery, Eddie told me. Yeah, they said he had an infection, but that was pretty fast to get an infection. He just got shot. But he went back down to surgery again. The Mass General Hospital told Gigi that the whole bullet was extracted from him. And I'll tell you what happens in the story after this. So now Gigi gets picked up at Logan Airport. I said in my earlier shows, there was a sweep. They picked up all three factions of rebel enemies, and Gigi was one of them. When they picked up Gigi at the airport, Gigi said to the DEA agents at the FBI, "How did you know I was here?" They said, "Well, when you got shot in your ass, we put a tracking device in your ass." So this started all kinds of problems, not only for Gigi, but also for the FBI and the DEA. So Gigi's been fighting this case about this, trying to get an MRI, trying to get the real answers of what's going on. They believe that there's something in Gigi's stomach. Gigi sent me reports of how he went after the DEA agents, who they were, their names. So let me give you a rundown of the agents. I have it here right now that Gigi went after. All right, FBI agent Gamble, DEA agents, Roberto, Farley, Kelly, Peterson, Cumphin, Souls, and Desmond, as well as the MSP commander Quigley. So he went after all these people. Suing them, I have the case law in front of me, so it's I know this is going on. He's been pursuing this, and I don't know. It's amazing because you know, Gigi sent me a lot of stuff on this, and I want to start talking about this. Is it possible that the FBI did this? Absolutely. You know, we can't doubt that. I mean, it's very possible it happened. It's very possible they could have implanted something. Is there something in his back? I don't know. But now Gigi did have some tests done, and I got the proof for that on December 15th, 2015. I have a letter here from a doctor, and they're saying they found fragments of a bullet in his stomach area. Now, the Mass General Hospital said that they got the bullet out intact, and now they're saying that there's fragments inside of him. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures because these tracking devices that they could put in people and they put in their hands and put in different places. Some of them the size of a grain of rice. A grain of rice. They could put it in with a syringe. They could put it in anywhere. Not necessarily even have to go through an open wound. You know, maybe if they did put something bigger in there, I don't know. But there is evidence that there's foreign objects in his body. And there's no doubt about that. So that compiled on top of what the FBI told them and the DEA. Now, supposedly, they did make statements to the court that they did say that. So Gigi started to sue them. When he started suing these agents, they recanted their statements. They said, no, we were only joking. They were more or less just breaking Gigi's balls. You know, it was like an ongoing joke. But I want to say again, there is foreign objects in his body. I do have doctor's reports sitting there in front of me right now. So let's go a little further with this now. You know, and even Gigi said, you know, this could be the mark of the beast. But I got to tell you, in Revelations 13:16, it says, yeah, I want to read it to you. I want to get into this for a little. This is why I'm so interested in sharing this with you right now. Revelations 13:16 states, 13:16 states, he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. And this would be a tracker. Now, we know that the implant that they want to put in people now would have all our information on it. And I have some pictures of what they do and how they insert it and where they insert it. Now, it's funny because in the Old Testament, on the same verse, 13:16, it says they put it in the hand. Now, that was something. If you read the King James Version, that's what it says. This is the New King James Version, the more modern version. But if you go back to the Old English and you go to Revelations 13:16, it says in the hand. Now, really, that's something. You have to think about that. Now, what is the beast in Revelation? The beast is the nation. All through the Old Testament, when you see about the beast, about the leopard, the goat, and all these other things, you see in here the beast, their nations, the Persians, the Greeks, the Romans, they're all considered beasts. In Romans 13, beast is a nation. Okay, so what it's saying now, what is the mark of the beast? The mark of the beast is your social security number or any number that identifies you. It's not 666. That's a date. It's not that. But, you know, Gigi was aware of this and he sent me some stuff and I love reading it. I got to tell you the truth. You know, Gigi was a very smart guy. He's not a dope. And he was more intelligent than a lot of guys on the street. I have to give him that credit, besides being a tough guy and a bad guy. But, you know, I wanted to share this with you today because think about that. Think about what's going to come in the future and how they are going to insert these chips. That's going to have all your information on it. Social security number, bank accounts, credit cards, car pay, everything is going to be on there. Everything. You go to a hospital, you put your hand under a light and boom, they read that chip. They read a chip on your forehead. You know, also, I believe the mark of the beast in some of these less fortunate countries, third world countries, it could also be a barcode. We see that happening all the time now. That's very easy technology too. Might be branded on someone's hand, on someone's forehead. And they say with the mark of the beast, you can't eat. So where am I going with this? Government does have the power to do these things. They really do. They have it right now. We have all this technology. Could have they put something in there, a tracker chip, anything, to find out where this kid was going, what he was doing, is very possible. They say it's highly unlikely, but who knows? Now, when Gigi gets out in 3.5 years or so, we'll find out the real truth. And when that happens, if I'm still on this YouTube, I'm going to come back with that story because he is a friend of mine. But this is just another short story, another shooting, another incident in Boston. So I just wanted to share it with you guys right now. Thank you for tuning in. And I'll be back with another Boston story pretty soon. Thank you.